So this is how to build your hand pump. I've changed the end valve from the one that you saw the other day. So anyway, I'll go through the bits that we've got here so that you can collect your pieces. So first of all, this bit of 40mm pipe. This was a metre length that I bought, and then I've just cut down a couple of other pieces. We'll do measurements in a sec. This is a reducer, 40 to 20mm reducer, and this is 40mm with thread on the end, this piece, so you can see thread on the end there. And then this is just a T, so 40 40 40 T section. Okay, then we've got a golf ball, that'll make sense in a minute. We have a cap off a milk bottle. This is just a little bit of reticulation tubing I had lying around. It's just a little bit, so kind of a bit thick and plasticky. Then this bit here is a piece of rubber. Now this is actually off an old shoe. So as you can see, so if you had an old thong or something, but anything that's an old shoe, as long as it's rubbery, it's what you want. Okay, then we basically have two screws. A nice long one and a little short one, pencil, some cutters. These are basically workshop cutters, they're like scissors, and then a pair of pliers, snub nose ones for holding, a Stanley knife, and that was really just for cutting out your piece of rubber from your shoe, and a bit of any sandpaper just in case we need to sand down the edges, so because often when you cut the pipe it's rough, and tape measure, drill with a bit in it for Phillips head screws. Okay, and then at the back there you'll see I've got a piece of wood. It's actually an old broom handle, so instead of using another piece of PVC, I just thought, oh, I'll just use an old broom handle. Makes more sense. Okay, so let's get started. So if you look at this one, this length here it's 735. So it doesn't really matter this length. This is how long you want to make it, because depending on if you're making it for a child, you might want to make this shorter so that it's not too tall for them. Then the T section part, this is for the outspout. This one here is 13 centimeters. It could be shorter, it could be longer. This is what I was meaning about when you cut it, it gets rough edges. So just to get rid of the rough edges, bit of sandpaper, get on the inside of it like that, give it a bit of a sand. Ooh. Like so. Yeah. That'll do. You can see it's old sandpaper because it's actually leaving dirty marks, so who cares? Alright, so just sand it off a bit. Make sure there's no nasty bits there, so that's alright, that end's good. This one's not too bad. Do the same there. That one and this one, because this both got cut on both sides. Alright. Okay, so this is the secret. This little piece here, actually, and this is why we have the golf ball, because this actually fits in there, and you can see it seats, so it sits nicely. Now this is your bottom valve. For a pump to work, it has to have two valves. It has one that allows water in, so as the ball goes up the water comes in, but when it's compressed the ball goes down and the water can't escape again. So that's your bottom valve. Now to put the bottom valve in, we basically get our piece of pipe, we get to the one end and we push it in like so and give it a little bit of a tap. Yeah. Get your golf ball, put it in like that, and you can see I've already got a hole here, but if it's a self-tapper you can put the screw in, and then we'll just screw that piece in. Just screw it in quickly. There it goes. and all that does is stop the ball falling out, you see. So it just stops the ball from being able to come back down the bit of pipe. That's all it does. It allows the ball just to move a little tiny bit. You can see here. Okay, see? Alright, that's it. So that's the bottom valve done. Put that aside. Okay. And the top bit is basically because we need to make the spout. This goes in like so. This goes on the top, and that goes in there. And that's the top of the pump. Okay. Now, the reason we have it like that is because we want to be able to put this through it so that this part here allows some guidance for when the person's actually pumping it. So that's that bit. Right, now this next bit is the tricky part. So what we've got to do, I'm just going to pull this piece off here. What we've got to do is, the way the next valve works is we need this piece here to be able to be nice and snug inside of the pipe. So if this is our pipe, this has got to actually fit inside it, okay? Inside there, nice and tight, okay? Not overly tight, but just snug, sort of to be able to make a seal and a bit of a vacuum in there. So that's that bit. So what I'm going to do with the pencil, just going to draw around the inside of it. So, just get my pencil. Now, if you were doing this, you would normally do this on the edge because it would make it a lot easier. Okay, so I can just see my line. You might be able to just see it there. And now I've got to cut this out. So using my little pair of cutters, first thing I'm going to do is just cut it roughly. So I'm just going to cut chunks off. So that's our piece in there, like so. So that's the first thing. Now, before I showed you we've got this. Okay, so how this works is this is actually what makes the valve. So what we've got is this top here will actually allow the water to flow in and out. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is I'm actually going to cut these edges off. What this does is when we push down like so, this here is actually, we're going to cut some slits into this. So what this will actually do is when it's pulling up, this here helps make the seal. So it seals the pipe. But when we push down, this will move up and allow water through. So it kind of makes like the bung of a syringe. So what we do now is we basically just cut some slits into this so it can let water in. Move now, like that. And they'll let the water in. And we've got this, okay? So what we're going to do now is going to drill through this with this here, like so. Okay, we do it from this way because we want this at this end. Okay, so we look at this. Right, there we go. plunger. It goes inside here like so. You can hear. Alright, so this is what this bit is for. So what we're going to do here is just put a little piece of this on the end. So what this allows is a bit of a space there. So just twist that down like so. Dun, dun, dun. Ta-da. And then the last thing we've got to do is we've got to put it on the end of that piece there. So, okay, so what we're going to do is put this into this. Okay. And that is our plunger done. Right, so now this goes into here, like so. Push him in, like that. Okay, then on this end we put our piece on, so this bit feeds through, like so. Secure that. Put our pipe on, and there we are. There is your pump finished. So now what we've got to do is test it. Right, so we finished building it. So this is a test. Okay, now with a little pump like this, you've got to prime it. So you just do little ones like, you can hear it priming. Then once it starts to suck, you can pump lots. And away it goes. Hand pump.